Hallo, hier ist Uwe Boll in Germany. And Uwe Boll Raw is still going on. Look here, in Germany I have a little more movie stuff in my office. It's kind of bigger. And yeah, and here all the Lego for my kids and all that stuff. And I saw it in my summer holidays in Germany where one terror attack comes after the other. I feel let's have a little note what happened. Of course, Trump is the candidate, and Clinton is the other candidate. So we have like two horrific candidates. And basically, I thought about it. There are various options now. The one option is Clinton wins, what is right now very realistic. And she is corrupt, as we all know, and bought, and a liar, and a cheater, and everything. And America keeps going on the Obama route in worse. Like Clinton will protect more the interests of Wall Street, etc., etc. So the question is it actually good if Clinton wins and nothing really changes or everything basically stays the same? The rich getting richer, the poor getting poorer. Or is it better if Trump wins and we experience chaos? I don't think they'll let him do the Third World War, but I think he will try a lot and will totally fail, right? He will get boycotted by the Democrats and the Republicans. He will yell around, insult half of the world. And it will be 4 dark years in American history as an absolutely disaster. And at the same time, he will do also some positive things where no politic will ever thought about it, that it's possible to do, but he will maybe get things done the business way where some people think like, what the fuck, I never thought that section could actually move somewhere, and he just will make a decision and whatever, have the army enforcing it, even if he doesn't have the authority to do it, but he doesn't care, and then he just like is doing it faster as the Congress or the Senate can stop him. All that is happening, all that could be happening, but the point is, only then a real revolutionary change, what Bernie Sanders wanted, can actually happen. I think if Clinton wins, then nobody comes after her because she will candidate again in 4 years, and the Democrats will not get a different candidate going. And I think it's a very, very bad situation if Clinton wins on the long run, because as we all know, as like I'm not the Bernie Sanders fan, but I'm a fan of these ideas for converting the banks, like splitting up the banks. So that no bailouts are possible anymore on the taxpayers' costs, and taking care of no fracking and no more wars and whatever, like all that stuff, making the super rich a little poorer and the poorer a little richer, and having free healthcare and free universities and stuff like this. It would be great if all that stuff happens. It would be actually in the interest of 99% of the Americans. And I think to make a big revolutionary change, the only chance is to actually have a total shitty president, a really bad situation for everybody involved. And I mean, Trump, when he's president, he will get indicted. He maybe gets arrested for tax fraud, whatever. Like, there will be huge scandals coming up if Trump is the president. And so I think, why not? So why not Trump? I think Trump is maybe the better solution for the better good in the time in 4, 5, 6 years, that to make the people ready for a big change, like a real change on the planet Earth. So let's have then Trump being the next president. I think it's the better solution. So my tour is going very well, the Rampage tour, besides like having little live threats by the Turkish community and whatever. But the first screenings I had few bodyguards, and no bodyguards, but I'm armed for myself. So I have no intention to be just murdered from a fanatic without a real chance to murder the fanatic. So, but the point is here also, the discussion about the Rampage 3 President Down are huge. because think about it, when the movie was shot, there was no terror attack in Germany. Now we had like 4 or 5 terror attacks here in German ground. People run amok, people blowed themselves up, and another guy in the train came with an axe, injured, life injured, like 12 people. So that are all indications, like what happened so far only in France or Belgium or whatever now moves also into Germany, and it is a life-changing situation for a lot of Germans. And of course, things like whatever, the bus driver in Nice in France drove over 80 people. The real follow-up to this is, besides the dead people, is of course that Nice, for example, will lose billions of euro in tourism this summer, and that is like the reality, right? So, and the other reality we are here every day is like our friend from Turkey, Erdogan, who, for example, last weekend in Germany were 40,000 Erdogan fans in Cologne, Germany, demonstrating pro-Erdogan, and then Erdogan wanted to talk over Skype or whatever on a big screen, and the German court said no to it because they were scared that he is too anti-German. And then he said, like, Germany is no democracy anymore. What is actually a funny thing in a if you would watch a satire magazine, because Erdogan just arrested 80 or 90,000 people in the last 4 weeks. Under the 80 to 90,000 people are around 1,000 judges and state attorneys, 2,000 journalists, 3,000 school teachers. He closed like over 100 schools. He closed around 80 universities, and he arrested and closed 30 to 40 newspapers, TV stations, and radio stations. And then he says, it's not a democracy in Germany. If I cannot talk my pamphlets, my radical Islam bullshit in Cologne over the big screen, then Germany is not a democracy. And we should kill every German, of course, and whatever. I mean, it's completely absurd. But the other absurd thing here, what is totally driving me insane, is that Merkel, the German chancellor, she stays like stone cold to it instead of like ripping him a new asshole, right? So that is the other thing. What is like, where's the German proud, or let's say the German national idea of yes, we are the strongest and biggest country in Europe, but we acting like Mickey Mouse the whole time. And Merkel only tries with money to make everything calm and silence them off. Now Turkey said, if they basically have 2 million Syrian refugees living in Turkey right now, and they threaten the Eurozone, to say we open the borders and the Syrian refugees streaming into Europe again. If if you just drop the visa for Turkish citizens who want to travel all over Europe. Turkey is not a member of the EU, as you know, so, and they need a visa to travel. And he wants that gets dropped. Means Turkish people can travel anywhere, anytime, just with the passport, without the visa, or he will unleash the refugees. And also there, nobody really responds. Everybody tries silently to keep the refugees in Turkey. And the question is here also what kind of moral we have, what kind of foundation we have here in the EU to say, okay, till here and not farther, right? So it's our rules, you accept our rules, or we will actually do a boycott of Turkey. I mean, the tourism went down 80% in Turkey already. That it cost them at least like 5 to 10 billion this summer in Turkey. But it has to be also, it has to have consequences to say sanctions, right? Freeze accounts from Turkey, whatever. I mean, you have to treat them a little like what you would do with dictators from the Middle East. So it's totally absurd and crazy. Yeah, but my tour is going well. A lot of discussions with the audience, a lot of fun to discuss all that critical political points around the globe. And what my first impression is now, after first 3, 4, 5 screenings, is yes, we are helpless. The young people sitting in the movie, watching my movie, and ask me also, what should we do? We don't know what to do. Like, we feel completely helpless. That is the thing. It will be not easy to save the planet, to be honest, but we need radical change and we need radical change from the top down to the bottom. It's like when people say, yesterday there was a guy in a movie theater, he said like, yeah, but I buy only used t-shirts, I buy only, so I don't eat a lot of meat, I don't, like we all know that. And it's all great. If I'm not a vegetarian because I love meat and I love fish and whatever, but I try to eat bio, right? So, and organic. But the reality is that will not change 1% of how the world will end. Like, if we don't do radical measures from as a law, we will not change that planet, and the planet will end up in a Mad Max scenario. So if we don't stop plundering the earth and escalating the climate change and the melting of the poles, the melting of all the ice in Greenland or whatever, if we don't want it to escalate, we have to reduce CO2. We should say private jets are not allowed anymore. We should say to the car industry, in 5 years, 50% of your cars must be electric cars on the roads. We have to reduce the meat production. So meat gets more expensive, but everybody eats less meat, and the meat production has a lot of CO2 consequences. So we reduce the CO2 50% down in reducing the meat production 50% down. We have to stop hacking the Amazonas trees down. What is the heart of the lung of the earth, basically, in Brazil. We need to make all that decisions, and we have to make them now. And we have to make them radical, and we have to go for it. And I think if we explain it properly, like, yes, your burger at McDonald's will be double or triple, and you will eat less burgers at McDonald's in the future, but that is the reason the earth will survive 100 years longer as it would be normally if we just keep doing what we're doing, right? So, and for the industry, it would make not a big difference, right? You would have less burgers sold or less meat sold, but the price is higher. So that was me from Germany.